Yeah, it's just something fun. Like one day, 3 years ago, I just put my clothes on the floor and took a photo, which, yeah, sounds really innovative. But other people started doing it and tagging me in it in their photos, and I was like, oh, this could be something. So trademarked it, got the website, started doing Outfit Grid, and every day, basically, it's a consumer-generated page where I actually don't produce any of the content. It's all user-generated. I basically go through the hashtag, pick my favorite one every day, and highlight that community member. But it's grown insanely popular over the past few years, and everyone that's a part of it is super, super cool. Niche is fantastic. We're technically not an agency. We're a platform. We were acquired by Twitter a little over a year ago. I joined the team in August from Nike, and basically what we do is two things: social media analytics for creators, so creators can sign up, get a sense of how their posts are performing, their total reach, things of that nature. Any one of you can sign up, niche.co, super easy to do. You just authenticate your networks, and it creates a profile for you. And then the other piece, obviously the more interesting and sexy piece, is the monetization. So we work with all different kinds of brands, Fortune 500, to create content on social media. And we are platform agnostic, despite the fact that we are acquired by Twitter. But we work on every platform. We actually, when you think about creators as transactional, that's when you're not going to get good results. We work with creators as partners. We're a creator-first platform. The brands that we work with, we explain that vision to them. A lot of the brands we work with are very forward-thinking in that process. They look at creators as partners as well. Some amazing examples, Amazon. I know you guys are present here today. Amazon has been amazing. We did a campaign around the Super Bowl and also around the Final Four, where we had clients actually in the field working with the creatives on the ground, the creators on the ground, basically ensuring that the content is on brand, but also authentic to the creator, and like moving at the speed of real time, basically, without having to have like emails back and forth or text or here's a playbook, make sure you adhere to this. Being in the field makes a world of a difference, and the content definitely speaks for itself. The key to success, in my opinion, has been creating content that's language agnostic and really creating content that's symbolic and universally understood. Coca-Cola, for example, we actually did a big campaign in Brazil, and the content was created by creators. One was based out of Wales, and the other was based out of Minnesota, and it was for a campaign in Brazil. So the content was iconic. They were both stop-motion creators, artists, and one of them painted something. The other one did an amazing stop-motion piece. Those artists' name are Go Ree and D Schwen. If you're interested in following them, highly recommended. But yeah, and then similarly at Nike, same thing. Like, as I mentioned, I was in charge of global, so we had a lot of basically all of our campaigns affected all 6 geos that we were in, and it was key to making content that basically everyone could understand. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Connor Franta. Basically, so I started on YouTube and I started on social, and I started making YouTube videos about 5 years ago, and expanded to Twitter and Instagram and everything as you do. But one thing that I figured out over the past couple of years is that I wanted to add more longevity to my career, and a way to do that is by building businesses. But where to start with a business was kind of initially difficult, but then it obviously made total sense to just drive it around my passions, which are coffee, clothing, and music. So over the past couple years, I've, with Andrew and with the help of a couple other people, I've just built businesses around that. And that is kind of my main focus now, aside from YouTube. And it's been totally an amazing journey that has done so much better than I thought it would, to be honest. The best piece of advice I'd give anyone that wants to work with a creator is, again, to trust that they are a brand themselves and they know YouTube probably better than you, frankly. And you have to trust that they do know their own platform well. And it is a partnership. It's not a, here's some money, talk about us exactly the way that I tell you. You need to be kind of fluid and be able to work with them. Because, again, they know their brand better than anyone else. I think initially in the space, when you did branded content. It was a little bit taboo. Oh my God. But the more you do it and the more you're, again, authentic and you believe in the products that you're talking about, they truly don't care. In fact, they're like appreciative that they're like, oh, you introduced me to this cool new brand. I know so many of my viewers use Amazon's Audible now regularly.
We first started thinking about mobile and mobile video, and we're going to talk about that as well. But I think it's probably as interesting to think about the evolution of communication overall and what's happening as a result of the mobile devices that are in our pockets here. It's important to think, though, as marketers and as we think about for brands, that it's easy to get caught up in processors and devices and platforms. But at the end of the day, it's always been about one thing, and it's been about people. Messaging apps are at the front and center of this because they provide people fast and personal means of communication. We see today that 1.4 billion people are using messaging apps, and by 2018, we see that number is going to be over 2 billion. So let's talk about expressive communication as well, because we know that an emoji or a GIF or any type of visual expression is worth 1,000 words. And we see that people are more and more, as connectivity has gotten better, are expressing themselves through visuals. So Instagram is a community essentially based on this. Instagram has risen in popularity because it's so powerful in its ability to help people express themselves creatively. So within Instagram specifically, we've evolved the advertising opportunities for letting brands tap into this creativity. So the carousel ad unit was something that we rolled out recently on Instagram as well. And we learned a couple things from doing this. What we learned is that the people that swiped to the second part of the carousel, 2/3 of them actually swiped all the way through. So it was pretty clear and pretty early we were able to find out this was something users are really interested in. Let's talk about mobile video specifically. So this has exploded over the past 4 years. This is about the industry overall, a 6x increase from 2012 to 2015. Nearly half of all video views globally are on mobile devices, period. Frankly, on mobile screens, the environment is different. First of all, not all video is consumed with sound on. In fact, much of it is consumed with sound off. We also know that people make decisions way faster on mobile about what type of content they're going to consume. 1.7 seconds to be specific, versus 2.5 seconds in desktop. So what are we going to do with this content to actually make it work in mobile? This one is from Lincoln, and essentially they have an asset in Matthew McConaughey. But if you look at the ad on the left is the original TV ad, and that TV ad, the Lincoln brand was not up front. It took too long to get to Matthew McConaughey. You probably didn't have any idea what he was saying. So they did a few things. They brought the brand up front. They brought McConaughey in a lot faster. They put the captions in there. And they took an asset that was created for another channel, and they actually tweaked it for mobile.
So we have a particular demographic that loves you now. And we call it participation media because we think that's what this audience is demanding. And actually, at YouNow, 70% of the viewers participate in some way, which is an incredibly high level of engagement. The content really emerging at the intersection of the broadcaster and the audience. So this is really something new, that instead of push media, instead of thinking that it's just all going one way, this audience wants it to go two ways. This audience wants to be part of the media that's created.